Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today we're going to do the monthly maintenance on this iRobot Roomba Combo J7 Plus robot vacuum cleaner. So is your vacuum cleaner not picking up as much as it should? There are some filters and we're going to show you how to clean the robot vacuum itself. Now the first thing you're going to do is you're going to turn it off, but it's kind of tricky at how you turn the robot vacuum off itself. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to undock it, you're going to lift it up so that one wheel is off the ground, and then you're going to hold this button. Okay, you'll hear that tone and it turns off. So it's just very important that when you want to turn this off, you got to lift one wheel off the ground, not both wheels. So just tilt it off to the side so that one wheel is off, one wheel is down. Hold that button until you hear that tone or that blue light kind of does a circle and goes off. Now this robot is turned off and I'm safe to work on it. Okay, so when the vacuum shuts off, you won't have a light here now. So let's look at the base. We do need to wipe this off sometimes, and these are the charging connections, so we need to wipe those off sometimes. You may have to use an eraser to kind of clean those sometimes. Check this chamber right here, make sure there's no obstruction. Now let's lift this up. This is where the bags are, so it's a good time to change the bag. There are no filters. This is where you just store the extra bag. So there's really no more maintenance to do on this other than if you have a blockage from here down to here, or the bag needs change. So now let's just do the robot. Okay, so under your Roomba app, I'm going to be doing some of the features that are in product health also. So here we've got edge sweeping brushes. You have a time limit, dual surface brushes that shows you how many hours are left, and that filter. So when you get a notification saying the filter is due, the brushes or the sweeping brushes, this is how you're going to do all that. Okay, so since this is the mopping one, let's take a look at the mop. It's a good time to change out this mopping head also. It's got Velcro, and then it's going to slide. You can put this in the washing machine and then get your new one. I washed this one already. You can see they do get a little dirty. Slide it on. Goes in that little track, and it just Velcros on. Next, let's take this back part off here. You're going to press this button right there. This is going to rotate out. So here's that high efficiency filter. You can see it does get kind of dirty sometimes. I blow mine off. You can just vacuum it, but you also want to change that once in a while. It's also a good idea to just give this a good cleaning. You can see there gets kind of dirt and debris in here sometimes. It's just a good idea to get this all nice and clean. Make sure it's nice and dry. Here's where the water goes. You can rinse that out once in a while if it's got some soapy residue in there, but that's where you are going to put the solution to clean your and mop your floors. Now be careful. This robot vacuum is pretty heavy. We can see we can do some cleaning out inside here. Let's take the rollers off. You're going to lift this little green lever. Both the rollers are going to come off. Once this is up, we can take both rollers out. Now you do get some hair down in this side right here. So pull out that hair on both rollers. Make sure this is all nice and clean. You can take a brush and kind of brush that clean, make sure it's all clean. Okay, so here's our charging connection. Make sure those are clean. Here's our edge sensors. Make sure all 4 of these edge sensors, just wipe them off. You don't use any liquid or anything. Now, if you need to change this does take a screw. Just unscrew that a little bit, and this will pop off and put a new one on, but our sweeper brush is good. Make sure the wheels are clean. Nothing's wrapped around the wheels. So around front, there is a camera. Now, be careful with this. I just use a towel. Just kind of keep that camera nice and clean. Kind of wipe it off a little bit. Looks like there might be a sensor there, so just wipe that off a little bit. Around back, looks like another little window. I just wipe that off. Make sure it's all nice and clean. Make sure nothing's obstructing the bumper. Then on the bottom of this, make sure there's nothing obstructing this flapper. This is how it empties itself. Sometimes you can get dirt and debris caught in there. Okay, so let's put it back together now. We're going to simply put this back on. This filter just snaps on here. There's like a little groove right there. Now again, you don't rinse these out with water. That's a paper filter. Look the rollers over. These look really good. They get tears in them and sometimes the edges get worn off. Make sure they're all nice and good. Again, make sure no more hair wrapped around those. Okay, so let's put the rollers in. Find the one that has like the square end that's recessed a bunch compared to this. This one's going to go over here where you lift this hinge up. So start putting the light green one in. You got to kind of rotate it till it kind of goes flush right there. Then it's going to sit down in that little area right there. Let's get this one, do the same thing. The one with the large recess goes over here. You got to kind of turn it till it sits flush. Rotate it. Very easy. Let's put that in till that snaps. Now we've got this unit. You're going to go in at an angle. There's a little hook here. Hook it, and snap it. Okay, so bring it over to the base. Now we're just going to roll it on. It's going to turn it on and start charging it. And then that white light should rotate like that to let you know that it's turning it on. So they do sell a kit that contains everything that you're going to need to do that monthly maintenance on it. Here's what everything looks like. New rollers, new filters. Here's what the filters look like. Again, new rollers and new edge sweeping brushes. There's the part number of the box, 4757964. I'll put a link to this in the show description notes. Okay, so when you turn your app back on, go down here to product health. Now, if you changed any of that, like the sweeping brushes, the dual multi-surface brushes, you can reset those so that the time starts over. So let's say let's reset it. It looked worn out. Yeah, let's just say that. So now the time resets. Let's go to high efficiency filter, reset. It was worn out. And then one final test I like to do, so I like to just hit the empty bin. That makes sure everything's, so you can hear it kicked itself on, it's emptying it out. If everything's hooked up properly, you won't get an error message here. Okay, so we didn't get an error message. We do have to put some solution in the tank, but that's how we know we did a good job. So I hope this video helped. Thanks everybody for watching.